Beautiful highway, gorgeous. This time of the year you go up there and
sure.
still things are pretty snowy up over Washington Pass in that area, so not
Beautiful.
a bad, might not be a bad weekend to drive across the Cascades. It's going to be beautiful up in the mountains, beautiful down here. It's going to seem an awful lot like a summer weekend, though probably warmer than a lot of summer weekends we've had around here in the past. Take a look outside this morning. Quiet morning out there. We had the showers. Pretty good convergence zone yesterday afternoon, but a lot of places that were outside of it had some sunshine, and temperatures were mid to upper 60s yesterday afternoon for the highs. I should say low to mid 60s. Mid to upper 60s where we're headed today. Checking the Seattle Tower cam. Cloudy skies and pretty much clouds up and down the Sound to start off today. You can kind of see the city lights reflected there in the clouds over Shoreline. Down in Olympia, about the same, and I haven't seen any fog yet, but you could see some patchy fog. Might be a stray shower out close to the Cascade foothills, but those are wrapping up. Temperatures mostly in the upper 40s and low 50s as you step out the door, so not a bad morning. See most of the action taking place today actually east of the Cascades. That low kind of heading off towards the southeast and rotation around and bringing a little bit of moisture back into eastern Washington. But here on the west side, the clouds will be around this morning and give way to plenty of sunshine as we head towards this afternoon. In fact, University of Washington model, which barely covered this well through the last couple of days, see as we head towards midday, those clouds beginning to burn off. They disappear. We will see a little bit of patchy cloudiness tomorrow morning, mainly down in the south sound and up towards the Strait. That's going to disappear quickly tomorrow. We'll start warming up into the mid to upper 70s, and then Sunday you have nothing but sunshine, and those temperatures on Mother's Day still look like upper 70s and low 80s. Same again Monday, a little bit of cooling on Tuesday, and then just a very slight chance of a shower as we head towards midweek as the little system brings some rain into eastern Washington. So this morning clouds around and then sunshine this afternoon, highs mid to upper 60s, mid to upper 70s for tomorrow. Mother's Day, upper 70s and low, maybe even a few mid 80s on Sunday. Monday will cool a degree or so, and then mid to upper 70s on Tuesday. Partly sunny, just a couple showers around Wednesday and Thursday, and highs dropping back to the upper 60s and low 70s.